Okay, welcome to a show where I'm not going to teach you all of Lojban's grammar. Here's an example of why I for sure am not going to teach you all of Lojban's grammar. Ready? Here's a new word, gohohihaho. Gohohihaho is a word that's in a new shmavo, because it's not in, it would be in shoy, except it directs the statement to two listeners, possibly different. It invents the new concept that a statement can have two different listeners. And so after gohohihaho, there are two different, there's two nouns in a row that it eats. It needs a totally new silmaho, the gohihaho stromaho, to have to do with how it has the so now anytime you want, and also what gohihaho means, gohohahiho means that Dojban grammar is actually always constant. It addresses two different people potentially, and addresses the statement to both of them, informing them that Lojban has infinite grammars and you can create them at any time, and therefore knowing all of Lojban grammar is impossible. Here, I will use our new shmavo. Go ho hi ha ho do. Go ho hi ha ho lo harju. Go ho hi ha ho lo hirma lo harju. Go ho hi ha ho mi do. Now, that is why I cannot teach you all of the grammars of Lojban, and will not even slightly try to teach you all of the grammars of Lojban. We are going to learn only a few random cool grammars of Lojban is the plan. Which grammars shall we learn? Since there's infinite, constantly expanding possible grammars of Lojban. Well, how about the ones people actually use to talk? Yes, the ones people actually use to talk. Those are the grammars we will use. In fact, I not even have a box here? Wow, what a simple world where I don't even have a vathru to put anything in. Really? I have nothing? Wow, what a simple existence. I haven't been gathering things, I've just been teaching Lojban. Okay, so I thought what we should do for some Lojban is just to keep doing the verb shoe verb. Other than inventing new shmaho and new silmaho and changing the grammar. It doesn't, I mean, people are scared that if you do that, it's like, they're really scared of words like zosusu. That's a word that if you say it, it erases all of Lojban forever. Probably someone said it before, and that's why there isn't Lojban now. That's why there's only whatever silly thing I'm teaching you. I'm calling it Lojban, but really, whenever someone said zosu, it erased all of Lojban forever, and all that anyone had ever spoken in Lojban. So, now it's gone. I thought since Lojban is gone now, and way too complex with all of these new grammars, like gohihaho, I was thinking that maybe we should just start over and just only do lo verb shoe verb. Wanna just do lo verb shoe verb? Lo hirma shoe tukni, that's the first sentence I thought of. The horses agree. See that horse agreeing that we should do lo verb shoe verb? It'll be so easy to just do lo verb shoe verb. Lo hirma shoe gleki. The horses are happy. No mi bepre shoe stusha. I am teaching. Me bepre. The me, lo me bepre means the me person. So, since we're only doing lo verb, shoe verb, we don't need pronouns or nothing. We can just call people me bepre. I mean, you can just call yourself me bepre. And if you need to talk about me, you can just call me don pre, you person. Lo don pre shushiragre. The you person is learning. Lo mi bepre shustusha. Lo mi bepre shustusha. Y lo mi bepre shubefka. The me person burps. Oh, sorry. Now, I mean, what am I gonna do? I've got some dertu. That means dirt. Mi bevri lo dertu. I hold some dirt. Mi bevri lo dertu. Mi punji lo dertu. That is not lo verb shoe verb. Though dertu shu se punji. The dirt is put someone a place. To be serpunji. Is it serpuhi? I think it's serpuhi, right? Punji is to place on a place or set on a surface on the terpuhi. So lordi shuterpuhi. The ground is where I put this. Lo dertu shu serpuhi. The dirt is put. Imi punji lo dertu. I put the dirt. Imi punji lo rokshi. I put the rock. Imi einmo po sonbo. That is alright. Lo mi bepre bastonbo. The me person will sow. Will plant. Plant. Mi sombo lo trishu. I mean, it's not really like you have to only use the verb shoe verb. This is what you should really do, is have various shapes like me verb, shoe verb, pronoun verb, lo verb. And I'm saying verb for both, but when you say lo verb, that turns it into a noun. That's how you make a noun, harju. Lo harju shu shadzu. The pig walks. Lo harju shu dizlo. The pig is low. Lo harju shu shliva. The pig is leaving. Lo bakni shu shmoni. The cow communicates by making a non-verbal sound. Lo bakni shu shadzu. The cow walks. I mean, maybe some of the students in the audience already know shadzu. Do you already know shadzu? If you know shadzu, share your shadzu with the rest of the students in the class so that we all know shadzu. Did you know that zu is a rafsi of shadzu? It's true. Zu. You can make all sorts of cool words like zukla, wako, lo harju, shu zukla, the pigs, wako. Lo kevna shushondi. The cave is deep. But the cave is not deep. Ikuhi lo kevna na shondi. But the cave is not deep. Lo kevna shushachno. The cave is shallow. Imataji poriva. What is a method of leaving? No mi bepre shu shliva. I lo kevna shu se shliva. The cave is left. Shliva means to leave. Ishondi dukse. Ishondi dukse means deep, too much. Dukse Lo nishun di shuduksa. The amount of deepness is too much. Lo lamdu shu sorme. The lights are many. Lo purdi shu smalu. The garden is small. Lo mibapre shu klama. I go. Lo mibapre shu klama. Lo mibapre shu shrepu. I. It's funny translating mibapre as I every time. I harvest. Lo mibapre shu shrepu. Lo mibapre shu sombo. Lo mibapre shu daspagal. Me person destroys. Lo mibapre shu suck distrapu. If I stop trying to be simple and just remember the rule to just remember the rule that I should say lo verb shu verb, then I started I'm like, okay, sugar harvest could be a word then, right? Sackstrapu. You can make anything into a word in Lojban, so just having one word is no limitation at all, really. That's one of the many reasons why lo verb shu verb is plenty of grammar to say whatever you need to say. Lo nishte shu fasnu. The night is occurring. Lo serchabju shu manku. The serchabju is a place inhabited. Lo serchabju shu manku. Lo harpre shu sipna. The character sleeps. Lo harpre shu sipna chahi. Chahi tags something as imaginary. In Lojban, we don't really refrain from ever saying imaginary things or metaphorical things, but what we do is often, and especially if it's unclear, we will mark whether something is metaphorical or inside of a story, or what are the other ways that things can be. If there's other ways that things can be other sorts of reality and knowledge, there are ways of saying. So we can distinguish all the human perception is very strange. There is a word, sehoy. Sehoy means to know by mystical revelation. To know by looking within yourself, but finding within yourself other worlds that allow you to know in a supramundane way. So it's not like this is a logical language. You're not allowed to talk about mystical revelation. It's like we mark mystical revelations with sahoy. So if you sahoinmo, mark it with sahoy. That's all. We're just sorting out what all the different types of human perception and logic and what anything means. Okay. Do trishu shoes is spashu. The trees are gotten. Mi spashulo trishu. I'm getting a tree. I don't know if it's still a trishu once I get it. Mi spashulo mudri. Mi shatra lo trishu. The trishu shus a shatra. The tree is murdered. Fatra means to voluntarily and intentionally kill. I don't know if it has to, if shatra has to be intentional. That's like the archetype. You could. I'm pretty sure you could snoot the accidentally kill. I mean shatra, but in general, that's what shatra means, is to intentionally kill something, which is what I'm intentionally killing these trees. Khahi. In real life, I don't believe that these trees have an existence that could be. You could say that you shatra it, because you can only shatra something if it jmive, which is jmive is I don't know exactly what English meaning of living is. Next something jmive, but it means, you know, alive. It's probably pretty flexible. In English, it's like, is the virus alive? I'm pretty sure it's jmive in Lojban. I'd be pretty sure if a vidru doesn't jmive, lo vidru jmive, the virus is alive, or jmive anyway. The Paisley was in my way. Lo Paisley Fanta. The Fanta is to like obstruct, stop, keep from happening. Fanta. So that's, or restrain, yeah. X1 prevents, keeps, stops, restrains, constrains event 2 from occurring. So what was Fanta? Something was Fanta in here. There's stuff is being Fanta all the time. Mi farlu, pomi farlu, shu, se Fanta, pomi spanolo trishu, that I fall is prevented by me being on top of the tree. Fanta. That's a funny thing for that old sodpa, that soda brand, to be named. Now that soda is named Prevention Soda. Prevent. So get that soda if you want to prevent something, I guess. Okay. I just got up. I'm tired. I haven't even had much coffee yet. Coffee means coffee. Lomivepe shupinche. I'm just usually I'd make a sentence like Lomivepe shupinche lo coffee. But you don't need to, like, you can just say Lo me bepresu pinche, and that means I drink it. It doesn't, in English, if you leave off what you drink, then you imply alcohol. That person is drinking. I guess if you leave off what they're if you're ashamed to say what they're drinking, maybe that implies that it's something it's something as scandalous as alcohol. Is why that English plays around like that. Hee-haw! Ilo chasli shushmoni! That's a chasli donkey. Chasli. Ilo chasli shushmoni! Ilo pezli shufurta. The leaves float. Ilo pezli shuvofre. The leaves fly. Imakfasti, how it seems to be magic. So I was saying, I mean, you don't really have to just speak in low verb, shoe verb. That's more challenging to do than having a variety of simple shapes. Is what you should really be working on. Is a growing variety of simple shapes. I'm giving you an example shape, low verb, shoe verb. There's a good one. Or pronoun verb. Pronoun verb is an excellent sentence shape. Mi nelshi. I like it. Do pilno. You use it. I koha sampu. Koha is simple. You can assign with goy. Koha is, there's lots of pronouns At first we thought koha and family would be super important, but it turns out they're like minor and used in, sometimes people feel like using koha, and also they're used in some interesting grammar stuff, like kohai. Kohai makes you a property, the same as like loka would make you a property, but with kohai, instead of the shehu, with a ka you get a shehu, but with kohai you get what you get normally is, it says creates a predicate extraction stemming out of a full breedy clause. This is why you need me to explain to you, because this is, if you look stuff up in the dictionary, you'll be like, what? Creates a predicate extraction something out of a full breedy clause? I'm not sure if I would know what that meant if I didn't already know what kohai is. And kohai is, like, if you're saying a property, you can have a bunch of shehu and make a complicated property with a bunch of, that does a bunch of things at once. Like, ka shehu 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 klama. The property of a property of three things that relates them by the first being who goes, the second property being the destination, and the third property being the origin. Ka sheshaklama. And then, but I mean, it doesn't have to be in the same order as klama. If you could reverse the things in klama and say loka sheshaklama, the quality of being a destination gone to by something, and then you've got a property that's the reverse of the first two places of klama. But with ka, the way it works is each she or shehu, the original word is shehu, and now that there is sekita, you can say she if you want. You are free to do as you want. It is a free language of exploration and creativity. Now you can say she or shehu, and each time you say she, you'll go to the next one, right? So you kind of have to say them in order, is one minor problem with this. Of course, you can just say them in order in a pre-nex. You don't have to do any of this. This isn't like how to speak Lojban. The way to speak Lojban is to say lo verb, shu verb. Lo harshu shu melby, the pig is pretty. Lo hirma shu chekri, the horse is black. Lo rokshi shu plita, the rocks are flat. That's how to speak Lojban. This is just how to understand Lojban, or what we call Boske Lojbanic science. Because, I mean, I'm telling you this because I assume you came here for the Boske, right? The fact that Lojban turns out to be a perfectly easy language, that you can just chat in it and say, the harshu shemelbi, the pigs are pretty, that's an interesting result of the Jboske that we have been collectively doing together by making Lojban. And it turned out to work, and so it's a language that babies can learn it to talk about their ladru, milk, or anything. It's the simplest little normal ass language. Also, I assume you're here for the Jboske to some extent. Shachasli, hi donkey, because that's why we bothered to make Lojban, and why I'm bothering to teach it to you because there's interesting weird things about it. That's the point. So I'm going into some weirdness, but you don't have to use any of this. In fact, pretty much nobody does. This isn't what anybody... I use kohai sometimes, but I was about to say shehai too. But shehai, shehai is a way to. I'm not sure if I remember exactly how shehai works, so I shouldn't be teaching things I'm not sure I'm right about. So we'll leave off shehai for now. But kohai, even though I'm the only person who actually uses it conversationally, kohai is interesting because it's not like a problem usually that you have to whatever is the first shehu you say is going to be the shehu in your thing, and the next shehu is going to be the next one in order, and you can't really like you have to do tricks to rearrange them. You totally can, but you have to like do tricks to even be able to rearrange them, and what if you want to have one inside of another? Okay, you could have a property, and then you have you're using something else having a property to describe that property, right? So then you need if then you end up having to say shehu hire shehu subscript 2, which gives you the outermost if you're inside of 2 levels of ka, and then what happens if you say shehu, right? In English or something, it would be like, what happens is it's the obvious one, stop being a dork. But the way that it works in Lojban is like, which one is it? Well, it's the inner one by default. But if you want it to get to be the outer one, then you need to say shehu chikre. But I mean, that's not that has happened ever. But kohai is a more realistic idea of how you could get stuff to happen by you can like hear where in the it makes a property where the koha is the thing that does the property, or if you have more than one, then you host the whole series koha, kohe, kohi, koho, kohu. So you got a whole you can put, and then you can put other shehus inside of that, and they don't interfere with it because it's just waiting for its koha. And you don't use koha for any I mean, you couldn't use that would be confusing if someone was using koha conversationally, if they had used goi to assign koha to something. Like if I can like make this tree into koha, ti poi shu goi koha. Koha shohu trishu. Koha has ceased being a tree. Ikuhi lopez lib koha shu furta, but koha's leaves are floating. I can like assign something to be koha, and then it would be confusing if you used kohai, because kohai is trying to use koha instead of it. And then if somebody was using koha, then you would want to use something else like the shehai trick or whatever. Or just not say really complicated properties for any reason, and just say like the chirma shu galtu, the horses are high up. The churla shu melbi, the flowers are beautiful. Lo dertu shu furta, the dirt is floating. Makfa dertu, magical dirt. Lo derta shu makfa, the dirt is magical. Lo mi bepre shu klama, the me person is going. Lo tri shu klama, a tree is the destination. I kat na shu einma, that's not quite. To cut is the intention, but that's I had to use po to make cutting into lo nun kaha. There you go. There is one lo verb shu verb lo nun kaha shu se einmo to cut is the intention. In to einmo is to intend to do something. So a se einmo or selheinmo. That's how you say it, right? Selheinmo. Yeah. That's einmo is a zihevla form. There's the fuhivla shapes that we also use for other things, so we call them free words. Zihevla. It's a zihevla shape. So since einmo is a zihevla shape, to put a rafsi on it like sel, you have to do the Jorge's trick where you attach it with like Y's and apostrophes. So you put sel and then a Y and then an apostrophe and then the einmo. Selheinmo. Or just say se einmo, but don't say se einmo. Then that's basically the same as seinmo, or I mean seinmo. Se einmo, seinmo. I don't know. It tries to go together into one word. Maybe it doesn't really in se einmo, because you can't have a word seinmo, can you? I don't know. You can't, because don't do that, because it would be confusing. But also, to make everything ultimately not confusing, make a little glottal stop or pause at the beginning of einmo. Se einmo. It's like uh-oh. Uh-oh. Se einmo. Something that you intend. In this case, I intend to get some wood. Pospatulo mudri. Mi einmo pospatulo mudri. I intend to get wood. Pospatulo mudri ne. Se einmo. To get some wood is the intention. Lo hula shuvrishi. The flowers are various. Lo hula shu skavrishi. They're variously colored, many colored. Skavrishi. Vrishi means various, and so there's various vrishi words for variousness. Okay. I guess that's enough of a lesson for now. Was there some coherent point? Did I make a point? I think I made some sort of point. I was teaching you about kohai, which is silly. I mean, that's me doing that as I'm doing a sebebna. So you could say mutse. Mi mutse kohai bebnafa koha. I don't know. That's not a good example. Any good example of that is super complicated because it's just a tool for like making advanced sentences that go so far into themselves. And Lojban has a lot of advanced tools, which the thing is, you won't encounter them much conversationally. You won't even encounter terminators much conversationally. Technically, everything in Lojban is unambiguous because there could be terminators, but you only need them in complex sentences. So if someone's speaking in a simple enough style, there just aren't any. They're just like theoretically would be if they said something else other than what they said. But in practice, like low verb, shoe verb, you are gonna have terminators because you're gonna have e, or if you're speaking in Ajbo, which you should, you'll have other terminators other than e. You can also have a, and e, and o, and u. Those are also go between sentences if you're speaking in Ajbo, which you should. Just puts the two sentences together. It's like saying ijiha, but it's so much e. If you're like shohe, ijiha shohe, shohe, ijiha shohe. But if you start putting in some for iziha, additionally, also, and. If you put in some too, then you get like ishohe, shohe, shohe, ishohe, shohe. See, it's got more like you're going back and forth with different sounds. Imagine that, a language with all different sounds. It doesn't just go e. So, totally speaking Ashbo, I recommend it. But so you're gonna have a terminator like e or in between the sentences, but other than that, you don't necessarily need much termination at all to speak in some simple Lojban. Lo strasu shu selne, the grass has something inside it. Lo mibapre shu nenri, the me person is I am in. The me person is in, is what that means. Simple sentence. Lo mi bepre shu nenri. Lo mi bepre shu svati. The me person is at. It's a very simple sentence that means the me person is at. I mean, I'm here, or I'm there. I'm at that place. Lo mi bepre shu svati. I am at that place. Yeah. Both Lojban and English are simple, but they're not friends. They're very different languages. So just allow your Lojban baby brain to take over and allow Lojban to be as simple as it is, because you can learn Kohai. It's super cool. I recommend it. But also you can just say low verb, shoe verb all day long for the rest of time, and the only terminator you'll ever need to say is e between your sentences. So, or you could also just do that. So don't make Lojban as difficult as you want it to be. Relax when you want to relax. And work hard learning interesting things when you want Lojban to be interesting. But don't feel like, Lojban is being complex at me. Lojban didn't do anything. It's just a set of conventions about how to speak. You make your own life and your own decisions. And I believe in you. You can do it. Tihai. Good luck to you. Tihai.